for an Olympus E-Series camera is really easy. The first thing we want to do is check out the firmware that we're currently using. Turn the camera on and press the menu button on the back of the camera to bring up the menu, and use the main dial around the OK button, that's that knurled ring. Rotate it to scroll to the wrench tab on the left hand side of your menu. Once there, you can use the sub dial, that's the silver ring up there by your thumb. Rotate that to scroll into the wrench menu, and we're going to scroll down and check out the firmware and see exactly which version we're running now in our E-Series Olympus camera. Currently, the body and the lens are both using firmware version 1.0. We'll remember that so that we can check it out again once we apply the update. Let's get started. The first thing we want to do is make sure we have a fresh battery. That's going to be critically important during the update process. So start with a very fresh battery. Next, we want to grab the USB cable that came in the box with our camera. That's the cord that we need to connect to the camera to the computer to facilitate the update process. We also need to make sure we've installed the Olympus Master software. That comes on the CD that came with the camera as well. Or Olympus Studio if you happen to have upgraded. That'll work too. From here, we want to start by removing the media card in the camera, and then we're going to connect our camera to our computer with the supplied USB cable that came in the box. We'll assume that you've already got your computer turned on and you're connected to the internet. Those are also two things you need to do. So with the camera connected, the computer turned on, and an internet connection active, we're ready to launch the software for the first time. You'll see a dialog box, and this has a couple of options along the bottom that'll step you through the process automatically if you need some help. But if you're the kind of person that likes to do it on your own, all you need to do is simply go to the Help menu, scroll down to Update Software. That's where we always want to start. We want to make sure we're using the most current version of the software. Just follow the instructions through this. We're ready to update. Click on Camera, scroll to Update Camera, and we're ready to go. Next, you're going to see a dialog box that steps you through the process and reminds you of the things that you need to make sure you've done. Be sure and read through this, and once you have, click OK, and then you're going to be presented with the actual firmware update dialog box. This box is going to list those updates that are available for the products that you currently have connected to the computer. In this case, the EP1 body and lens. Let's click on the Details button now that we have the EP1 body selected and see just exactly what the update's going to apply. You can also do this for the lens. It's a nice way to know exactly what's going to happen. Once you move forward, you'll be presented with a warning letting you know that when you click OK, you cannot go back with the firmware update. So we're ready to go. We've clicked OK. We've got our licensing disclaimer, and now the download process of the firmware will start. You'll notice a couple of dialog boxes at this point, each one just indicating that the download process is occurring and the update process is occurring. The next dialog box you see on your computer screen will look like this, but here's the important part. Pay attention to the back of your camera. Keep an eye on the LCD. When you see the OK on the back of your LCD, that's when you know it's all right to turn the camera off and unplug it from the computer. Then your firmware is complete. All right, now we're ready to check out the updated firmware in the camera and see what version we're running. There it is, 1.1. The ability to update the firmware in Olympus E-Series bodies, lenses, and flash units is one of the advantages of the 100% integrated digital design. It means you've got the opportunity to update your own equipment to some of the latest technologies at your own convenience. Check periodically to see if there's an update for your equipment. You'll be glad you did.